Well, the cat's out of the bag. There is our mystery guest.
I sense a lot of disappointed.
I actually should have kept the asset up there a little bit longer and talked about it, but yeah, no. It was a total mystery to everybody, including me, as of, I don't know, just a little bit ago. Trust me. Me and Brian talked about it and was like, okay. And then finally I said, all right. And so it happened.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know if I was going to go solo, if we were to have, for a second there, I think Geo was considering coming on in the Discord. So I didn't want to make it a community show. We only do those once a month, unless you're on another channel, then you can do those anytime you want. I knew I should have trademarked community show. All right. Now, you guys mark my words. If you see this anywhere else, if anybody else starts doing mystery shows, that's it. I'm just going to call my lawyer. That's what I'm going to do.
Kneecaps all day.
Yeah, definitely going to have to go ahead and throw some trademarks on some of these things. All right, let's see who is in the chat. Looks like we got Mike Hawk Hertz was number 1. Brooklyn Menace, Ritual Dello, Scrolly, Jason, who gave me some more folks to block. Thank you very much for what you do for the channel, my friend. Papa Brad's Gaming, MSU Rich, Shotgun Sean chiming in from work. Yeah, playing hooky. Stock Jock, and I think Kevin Clausen just came in and says we got a good guest. So cheers, my friend.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Oh, and Bobby One ALU in the house. One of my longest viewers. I mean, I remember Bobby One from back in the day when I was doing that show with Mike Caputo. And then as I was doing all the sponsored shows for At Games, Bobby was playing games with us every single Saturday night. So cheers to you, man, for just being like the biggest regular I've got. And we're talking back in the days of Meatball Saucy and everybody else hanging with us.
I want to shout out one of my original people that used to watch me when I started out streaming and stuff. Goofyfoot.
Okay.
Goofyfoot hung out with me and watched me build, like, reskin my NBA Jam into open ice the entire 4 hours I did it. And among other, like, super early streams when I started. So shout out to Goofyfoot for being one of the OGs, just hanging out with me and keeping me in good spirits.
And shout out to Mrs. Goofyfoot, aka Gidget, for actually watching these streams with him, because I do believe he watches on TV most of the time.
Beautiful.
Yes. Always good to be a family affair. Although, big warning, every once in a while, especially when there's Jim Beam Kentucky Fire in the house, there may or may not be a wee bit of cussing. I'm trying my best not to. I swear to God. Yeah, man, the happy hours are great. I miss the lobby. I really do. If anything like that comes up again, I'll see if I can, do that. My relationship with that game, since full disclosure, I do work for At Games. Full disclosure, so does hold on. Nah, damn it. So does he. But I do have an arrangement where I can go ahead and do independent stuff. So if they end up doing things like that, Bobby, I am up for it. I loved playing games with the group. I remember back in the day, even before that, back with the ALPHD, picture this chaotic, we would get together I think it was just in a Discord room, and literally play 4 tables in 2 hours. And it would be a half hour per table. And you would, post just a picture in the Discord of your score as you went on. And of course, as we're getting down to the last, few minutes of that 30 minutes, you're sitting there, you're in the middle of the game going, shit. I gotta, end this game or something, take a picture. So, but that was how we originally did it before we did the lobby happy hours, just hanging out in a Discord, a bunch of people, probably at more than a dozen, 15 of us, maybe, playing just 4 tables in 2 hours and shooting the shit, kind of like we do when we play mini golf nowadays. But we were actually just, playing Gottlieb pinball tables on our ALP HDs back then.
Why can't we do that again?
We could. That'd be easy
fun.
peasy. I mean, I've just got to set up my cameras again so I can at least show what I'm playing. So to make a stream out of it. I mean, we don't make a stream out of it. Maybe we just get together and play. You know. Hey, you already own the Pinball FX for VR, right?
Yes.
Does that have multiplayer in it or no?
Not yet. I'm
Okay.
hoping that they change that.
Okay.
It's got friend leaderboards and stuff like that, though.
Oh, let's give a few shout outs here. We got Hollywood Polo in the house. Looks like Brady Goat 12, another one of my OG viewers hanging out here. Good to see you, Brady Goat. And just talking about all the good old times. So yeah, we could do a get together, just like you said, in Discord. Don't even have to stream shit. Just a bunch of people playing a bunch of stuff. I do think there may be ways in the future to have custom tournaments besides the ones that At Games does weekly, the Flipper Friends.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. I mean, right now, technically, another tournament could be made, but it would be public. It wouldn't be private. So,
gotcha.
Very similar to how, again, back in the day, MCAP used to do weekly tournaments in Pinball FX. You would go ahead and pick a table, play it for a week, and then you'd have the leaderboard in there. So, yeah, the good old times. Let's see. Michael B., the Game Genie, says that Chaotic is very mysterious. Yeah, I was actually going to see if I could do some kind of filter. I was going to have him come in through a different app and like do the whole hidden face thing, like Tony the Tiger or some shit from, commercials. But yeah, that would require more production than I had time for. He's glad he quit, but he misses him smoking darts during streams. What?
I used to smoke cigarettes.
You bad, evil person. All right. Did I miss Ritual? Yeah, Ritual Dello in the house too. There you go. All right. So tonight after the show, we're going to go ahead and do our Walkabout Mini Golf. We've been doing that now. What are we, 3 weeks? This will be the third week straight. Oh, shout out to our boy Tampa Tech for throwing out there a gifted membership. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Paul. Let's see here. Bobby won. Tries to play Flipper Friends every week, like discovering tables on the machine. Yeah, that is a good thing about those. I remember doing that in the past when we had our. Did you ever watch? I mean, this is probably before you were streaming, I think, Brian. The actual, what were they called? Lobby happy hours that some of us did. It was me. It was Jacob. And I remember it was, God, who was that back in the day? I'm trying to think. It was he's a streamer, still is, but it got very controversial over a couple of things. Oh, I can't remember. I'm sorry. I'm 57 years old. Okay. I forget people's names. All right. But there was like 3 or 4 of us that were doing these on different nights, sponsored by At Games. And literally I would kick off a show for maybe 15 minutes, talk about shit, maybe half an hour, go over At Games news. And then literally we would just go play, not streaming, just go play on the machines for 2 hours. And I would pick games and they would set up actual leaderboard tournaments for me. But I would pick obscure games. And that's how a lot of us found games on ArcadeNet that we never even thought we would like, that end up becoming fan favorites. One of them being, let's see here. It's a sports game. I think Rebel would remember it. Oh yeah, Squash. Hey, Miss Brooklyn. Good to see you there in the house. What was that? I just saw wrestling here. Oh, okay. So about the Twitch channel over there. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been there in a while. He streams while I'm working. Retro Lizard Custom Arcade. No. It costs more than $20 to get Brian's shirt off. Okay. Just saying. Yep. I mean, he might just just a little. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. But hey, cheers to you, mate, for
Thanks,
the
brother.
super chat. Appreciate you, Joel. Joel was asking who was going to be the co-host tonight because he's like, well, I got a customer at 9 o'clock, so I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work out.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have an auction. Brooklyn will pay more for you to keep the shirt on.
Okay.
Yeah, we have
Let's
20 bucks,
roll.
20 bucks, 20 bucks, take the shirt off. 25, we here 25 to keep the shirt on. 30 going once, going twice. Come on. Let's see if we can get to $100 to keep both our shirts on. Buddy. Oh man. So let's go ahead and talk about what we've been doing here, and then we'll talk about what we're doing after the shows. We are going to play golf again, and that's been a blast lately.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
So I went from console games. I just recently I purchased the X Arcade
Okay, yep.
VR tank stick. Got it.
Now, do you have the full like stand and everything?
Yes,
Is that the only way it comes?
Yes.
Or are there options?
Oh, no, there's options. There's options. You can get the pedestal by itself, the tank stick by itself, or a combination of both.
Okay.
But I got that. Started playing Pinball FX VR. Really enjoying it. It does immerse you when you're able to either sit down or stand up, and it makes you feel like you're at a pinball machine with those side buttons.
Okay, I've got a question for you.
Yep.
It looked like the side buttons were only one each on the side.
That's correct.
So it's flippers only. How do you nudge?
The left joystick.
Okay, so you have to. Is it reachable via your thumb, your left thumb, or do you have to get your fingers away from the flipper?
It's easier to take your hand off and flick it real quick and then go right back.
Okay, so I'm now seeing that there's going to be a market for a 3D printed slider that I can just picture this. If anybody remembers these back in the day, for the iArcade, Gunther used to print out from Uplay. It's Uplay Arcade, right?
Yeah, Uplay Arcade. Yep.
He used to make these restrictors to restrict the joystick to 4 ways. But picture flipping that upside down now. You put that around the joystick's shaft, and then you have that piece there that you use your thumb to slide back and forth. So just have this little piece of plastic, little plastic coming off the side, and you just flick back and forth to nudge back and forth while you're there.
Oh. I mean, X Arcade also talked about adding accelerometer to the tank stick, the possible nudge buttons, and also a plunger. So if they got it figured out, I'd like to see. I'd like to see them let them cook it.
Jason, that reminds me. Yeah. If you shake it more than 3 times, you're playing with it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
then they also in a Blink one. Was that in a Blink 182 song?
I think so.
I think it was. Okay, so you got the flippers on it, and it basically, from what I saw in the videos, it takes over that spot. So you actually see your hands on the pinball machine in VR.
Yeah, so when you set your joysticks into the little slots on top of the tank stick, and then hit both flipper buttons, it automatically sets it up so that your hands are in the right spot.
Okay, so it basically has an offset based on where the controllers are, so Correct. It knows where you're at. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And what Mike Hertz will say, it'd be nice if maybe Pinball FX VR allows you to adjust the controls so that you can set the nudge buttons.
Okay, similar to how Steam lets you manipulate things to your preference.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah, Brooklyn Menace, that would be perfect. A scaled down version. Go ahead and make it just like. How would I? Okay, make it look just like a gamer mini,
a Pinbox, or.
Well, no, have you seen the old gamer minis from At Games? Basically, it's a 1-player control deck, very similar to what I've got on the that Tetris back there. Right. And if you look really close, where I do this, you will see there's pinball buttons on the side of that machine.
Correct.
So just get a 1-player deck about that size and do it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Because I don't know if you saw way back in the day, that Meatball Saucy did an AR experience with VPX where it kind of locked in on your 4KP, and then you would use your actual controls on the 4KP. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been playing that. Now you can take that off of this pedestal and put it in your lap, right?
You can. Sure can.
Okay. All right. So you're just basically playing pinball on the couch,
And
leaning
then
back, chilling out.
Speaking of Stock Jock, he actually hooked me up with a older PC of his, and
Okay.
he loaded it up with ROMs and VR stuff, so that I don't know if you know about Meatball Saucy and what he's been doing.
Not lately.
All right, so he's been helping develop the giant multiplayer arcade rooms where you can walk. You've seen Brooklyn.
Okay.
Minnesota.
Okay. Yeah. In God, what's the name of that thing we were talking about it like 2 weeks ago on the show, 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. The one that Shotgun Sean was all hyped for.
Exactly. So he's got it set up to where I have all the ROMs and everything. So once I get delve into it with them, we can all just play multiplayer, walk around, and play whatever games we want to, and I'll be able to use my tank stick and everything too. So EMUVR. Thank you.
MUVR. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thanks to Stock Jock for hooking me up with that. I'm super grateful for that, man. So I can't wait to jump in on that.
I mean, that would be like a cool digital business to go ahead and build out a custom arcade for somebody. Sure, you can make a global arcade that has almost everything you can think of in it, but maybe someone just wants to say, you know what? I like these 10 machines and these 3 pinball machines and this. This would be my perfect basement if I could afford it. And then have somebody go ahead and just custom make it in MUVR for you for, $5, $10, no ROMs. You got to find your own ROMs. That's always the best legal way to go about it. But go ahead and set up all of the machines with the marquees and the this and the that, and just have it all, locked up to go ahead and say, all you got to do is bring your own games. Yeah. I've gone ahead and set up the perfect, dungeon, man cave, arcade, whatever you want to call it, for your needs. And boom. I mean, even do things like, maybe somebody goes ahead and shows a picture of their, or video of their own basement and goes, man, I'd like to see one there, and there. And you bring in their basement, their room or whatever into MUVR and custom build it.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool little digital job.
I mean, in a way to kind of do that, like Stock Jock is saying, like you can set up your own room, everything. Like if you wanted to build your own room with your own ROMs, own cabinet artwork, you can set up the way you want it.
Well, I was just thinking back on the day of Second Life, that very original, I want to say VR, but similar to VR kind of experience on the PC, 3D experience. Yeah. People used to actually pay to get houses built for them, or mansions, or storefronts, and that used to be a way people actually made money, is creating digital goods. So I thought that'd be a cool thing for this. Joel was on the fence about the tank stick, getting some FOMO. I've heard they're pretty good about getting reviewers units. I haven't taken advantage of it yet because I wouldn't play it enough, and I don't think that's fair for them to send me a free unit for me to make a video and then I don't do much follow-up on it. I don't have the time. If I did, I would reach out to them.
And I'm happy that I paid for it. It was $3.99, and then I used Gamer Fridge's 10% off coupon, which made it like $3.29, and then I got, of course they charged me for shipping, but still, I mean, I paid less than what it cost.
Speaking of discount codes, and it's a little crossover here with Walkabout Mini Golf. Many of you have seen my review for this bad boy, the Grip to Putter 3 by FormX Design. Last week or earlier this week, the folks at FormX Design saw my video, gave me some kudos, reached out to me. And now if you want to buy one of these or anything else from Formex Design, and you just use a coupon code RASCAL, RASKULL, you'll get 10% off your purchase. Boom.
Oh crap! I need to reach out to Quarter Deck Arcade because he was asking me about what's the best accessory to use for Walkabout Mini Golf, and I showed him your video in Arcades Anonymous.
Yeah,
Discord.
I just started. I later put up one of those little things you can put on your videos afterwards, not cards, but whatever you call them, that pop on the top right. That does mention my discount code and URL, and I'm going to do a short video here in the next 24 hours, just reiterating that exists. And I did put it in the description, but yes, you could click the link that I've provided, which literally is like /ref equals rascal, or just put in the coupon code rascal and you will save 10% at Formex Design for this or their other goodies. I don't know if you've gone to their website, but they actually made these little figurines that look like some of the characters from Walkabout Mini Golf.
Everything bought them all.
I think there's like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
They're like $6 a pop. I'm trying to get my hands on those in a way that I could review them for them. They just recently opened up a Discord at Formex, and they allowed me to be the first influencer to post my review since they had approved it and liked it. Gorgeous. So I'm trying to set up some stuff with them.
That's awesome.
All right, so you've been doing the Arcade 2 VR via Legion Go and MetaQuest. So you said, okay, so Legion Go.
It's the handheld PC.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Yep,
I remember you also did some OTG on the ALU with that, if I'm correct.
Yep. Sure did.
Awesome. Ritual Dello. I'm not that active. They actually reached out to me, man. It's kind of like Zenny. When I did that one video, they reached out to me, and bada bing, bada boom, they used it on their website, and it ended up being a thing. So
that's still cool that these companies watch your videos and find you or reach out to you.
I mean, I did a little bit where I did go ahead and do a mention to them on Facebook when I posted it and shit and stuff. So I do try a little bit. I'm not that lazy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, as a matter of fact, I may be doing another VR lens video soon, thanks to some stuff. Look at that. And actually, I can go ahead and find the URL itself, I think. Oh, gosh. Now you got me thinking, what the hell's my URL? I forget where they're, see, influencer stuff, Formex Design referrals. There we go. Oh, yeah, it is totally fucking easy to find my link.
Oh, crap, I can't. I was going to copy and paste that.
Right there, formex.design/ref equals rascal, or you can put rascal inside the discount coupon code at the end. You guys will save 10%. I get a kickback with no extra charge to you guys. You save money, I make money. It doesn't suck. So thank you, Jason, for posting that up there.
I'm actually going to save that as well and probably go ahead and buy one now.
Coolness. I don't know how fast they're shipping. They've recently got a bunch of orders, they told me, and they are doing pretty darn well over there.
Good.
Gio, you're late. Oh my gosh. I mean, you could have been here early. Do you want to join? I'll get you in, Gio. I'm more than happy to have you on the stream. We see your stuff all the time and would love to talk about some of it. So let me go ahead and find you in the Discords really fast, Gio. And if you want to, you may or may not join us. If you don't want to save 10%, Kevin, you can just send that 10% to me, just in the form of I don't know, I accept Zelle, PayPal, all sorts of great things. So feel free to just throw money away at me. I'm okay with that. Let me wave hi to Gio. And if you want to join, Gio, I just sent you a DM. Oh, Gio does have some interesting news. Okay, cool, man. Goofyfoot, you want a prescription lens discount? I think I have those at Zenny, if you're interested in the Zenny ones. I'll double check if there's any other manufacturer that I've reviewed that you want to snag a discount code on. Let me know, and I will double check and reach out, because I think I've got referral links with everybody, at least the big names.
Yeah. And I am
Kevin will just keep sending super chats. Just use code FU. There you go. All right. Yeah, Zennies are good. The only difference between the Zennies and the other ones that I've used in the past is that at the time, I got to double check if they've changed. The Zennies were snap-ins. So if you are the exclusive user of the Quest 3, the Zennies are great, man. You snap them in and they stay there, and you don't have to worry about it. I share a Quest 3 with my wife, so I had to go ahead and get a set of lenses that uses the magnetic ring. So basically you snap in this mounting ring that has 3 magnets on it, and then your lens goes on top of that, and I can easily take it out so she could work out in the morning. All right, Gallagher guys saying, how close are we to 1,000 subs? Chaotic.
59.
We are 59 short, so go ahead and throw up that magic URL up there, Jason, to tell people how to go ahead and check out Chaotic. I will go ahead and wait. Let's see, StreamYard. Yes.
While I purchase my Walkabout grip
capture full screen or a window. All right, Gio's asking if StreamYard does screen captures. Hell yes.
Yes, they do.
All right. What else we got going on? Rebel in the house. All right, coming back late from the batting cages. Rebel, in case you didn't hear, if you do decide you want to upgrade, I now have a 10% off coupon code from FormX on this. Just use coupon code Rascal. Score yourself 10% off. All right, 59 to 1,000 is definitely doable.
After discount and added shipping, it's $49.69.
Okay, I mean,
so
it's not the cheapest thing in the world, guys, but it does make it so much more. The immersion factor is just right up there.
Yeah, Messiah want to know what was that you were holding up?
Hey, Messiah, I got a video out there on the channel. This is the Grip to Putter 3 for, I mean, it works on all different golf games inside MetaQuest, but this one is set up for a Quest 2 or 3 controller and has pretty graphics all set up for Walkabout Mini Golf. Matter of fact, if you choose this inside the game, it'll go ahead and give you a cool little wristband and does some cool magic stuff, like easy to lock in your controller. And then this little button right here takes your putter from being see-through for kind of practicing your putt to, and then once you push that down, you're solid and ready to go ahead and make the putt. So, and it's weighted, kind of literally makes you feel like you're holding a putter in your hand.
Yeah.
So, but again, that's at FormX Design. I'll throw the link in here one more time. No, that's the wrong link. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that.
Oops.
Wrong one. That was to my porn site.
You just turned it into a community show now, buddy.
that was to my OnlyFans. Sorry. There you go. All right. Shoot me. My son got Quest. This is cool. Oh yeah, man. It is totally cool. And like you said, it was after the discount was shipping is $49. Is that what you said right now?
$49.69 was my total.
And this is the third version of it. There was I've only used the second, and this is the third, and they've gone through different iterations, different companies manufacturing them. This has become the be all end all to me. It's something like a 18-minute review I did. I talk too much sometimes, but the review I did, they liked it so much that they may start showing it themselves. So we don't judge what you watch, Rascal. Well, thank you, Joel, because most time it's just you I'm watching. The Randy Marsh of Pornhub. I'm not sure who that is, and I'm not sure I want to Google it.
South Park.
Okay. Now I remember. I do remember that. Okay.
When the internet went out.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so back to this our regularly scheduled programming. What has Scott been playing? Not much, man. I've been busy as shit. It's any time I've spent with my wife watching TV and movies, and then I've been actually spending way too much time on my 3D printer. Thank you, Joel, for the new addiction. I really appreciate that. Fuck you, Joel. Yeah, I'm 3D printing everything. You can see some of the shit I printed out back here.
That's so cool.
Well, why do I need a Marshall logo when I've got a fucking Marshall amp behind me right there with the logo on it? I don't know, but I printed it. Actually, I wish I'd done this in glow in the dark. I need glow in the dark filament if you have any, Joel. If not, I'll buy some. But yeah, I've been going nuts. Oh. This is my new favorite that I printed out. A little guitar pick / I guess loose change holder. But if you look at it as I do this, it's actually indented in there, and the logo is actually in there like that. Actually, it was an easy print. You printed the base, and then you printed the white part and snapped it in. It was so precise the way this guy designed it. Loved it. So yeah, I've been doing all sorts of stupid stuff.
Oh man,
no glow in the dark. All right, I'll buy some glow in the dark. Yeah, Joel's been saying I'm advancing in my 3D printing.
So how much does this 3D printer cost?
I mean, the one he sent me was a Ender 3 version 2 Neo. I don't think they're that bad. A lot. Do you have any fancy schmancy electronic stores near you? Like, what's that big one that has all the computer parts?
No, Micro Center. No.
Yeah, Micro Center practically gives these things away all the time. Amazon.com. Let's go ahead. Why isn't my favorite hippie on with you?
Derail the show, but now I'm like, I want to get into this.
Ender 3. I think the version 3 is the latest one. But let me see. They're selling the version 2 Neo still.
Retro Lizard is $199. The one I sent to you.
Yeah, the new version, the version 3 SE, is $229. That has auto leveling on it, so a few different cool things on it. It's a small print size. The print thing is only 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches and 9 tall.
It's like a really good starter brand, huh?
Yeah, they're the same thing. The one I have is 214, same size, but I mean, he's already got me looking at ones that cost $700 because they do multicolors and shit and stuff. Mm-hmm. Once you start seeing what is out there in terms of things people have already designed, it's cray. I've been printing out all sorts of stupid stuff. Like, you'll get a kick out of this one. I had this on my desk to put my glasses.
It's convenient.
Yeah, I know where they are. Matter of fact, that's another thing I want the glow in the dark filament for, because I want to print one of those to put on my nightstand, so that at night when I come to bed and it's dark, I know where to put my glasses without putting them down and scratching or hitting something.
Right.
All right. What have I missed here inside the chat? It was one I didn't have any sent me. You pay for what you get in most 3D printers. Rebel is correct. The more you spend, the easier it is. Nowadays, I had to spend probably half a day. It's not called leveling, but it's the equivalent of leveling. Getting the bed on my what you will call it, on my 3D printer perfectly level from corner to corner to corner. And once I've learned it, I can do it now in 10 minutes or less. But some of the newer ones have freaking cameras and put grids on it, and they just get themselves ready. Other ones, like the ones I'm looking at, you can put 4 different spools of color on them and print things out in multiple colors without having to sit there and change things out and shit and stuff. And so it's some cool stuff.
All right. What is it the Creality Ender 3 V3?
That would be the next step up of what I've got. Yes.
$229.
Like I said, keep your eyes peeled. I think Joel was alluding to there might be some Christmas and July sales. Or of course, wait maybe for the next Amazon Prime days. Amazon is really big about discounting the Creality products. And I mean, they're not the most I don't want to say user friendly, but I'm going to say it, user friendly. You have to spend some make an investment in time. Yeah, Bamboo Labs, James, is the shit.
Looking that up.
Yeah, I've been looking at, and Joel's telling me I need to get a 12-inch by 12-inch plate. Shit, no, that's going to run me $1,500 to $2,000 for anything that's 12 by 12 by 12. So, but I've been looking at the Bamboo Labs A1, James, and that looks just totally hot. They have a mini A1 if you're looking for an entry level. Hey, this is now the 3D printing show. Where's MG to get all pissed off at us for shit and stuff? All right, I'm going to share. Let me go ahead and share the screen so we know what we're talking about here. Bamboo. There we go. Screw audio. And there we go. So their A1 series is what is their entry level, pretty much. So here's the A1 series. And literally this one right here, the mini, is $359.
And it takes multiple colors, I see.
It can if you go ahead and put on the attachment. So you could start small with just getting the A1 for single color, and then you could go ahead and buy the 4-pack thingy. I forget what they call it, but I do believe you can add that on later, or you could buy it as a package. I've been looking at it as a package where you can get the 4 extruders right there, just locked, cocked, and ready to rock for $549. All right, we have somebody else in the house. Let me go ahead and introduce. Give me 1 second, Gio. So yeah, you can go ahead and buy the different accessories here. I think. Where can you buy? I can't see it. I don't. Maybe it's not an add-on if you get the A1 and then the A1 combo. I would think it could be. But so yeah, the A1 would be the equivalent of what I've got right now, but even cooler.
Heck yeah, dude.
So
James says you can for another $100 you can add a 4-color AMS. It's rock solid.
Okay. All right. So get the A1 mini, rock on that, and then bada bing, bada boom, you're doing 4-color prints. And I mean, let me just show you some of the cool stuff you would find. God forbid you were thinking about, oh, what would I print with 4 colors? That is totally stupid. And why would I even do that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me go ahead and share my likes on Maker World. Oh, look, you can see some of them. Oh, it's not on Maker World. I'm going to have to go over to, what's the other one I've been playing with a lot? Not Printables. Thingiverse.
Thingiverse. There you go.
Thingiverse. What has Scott liked on Thingiverse? Way too many cool things. One of them is, I hope it's in here. Yeah, I even printed out shit for my tools. There's the one you saw there. Oh, it's not here. It must be on Printables. See, there's so many places you can go. Dear Lord, let's go to Printables and look at Scott's collections.
But I remember you showing off the wall-mounted shelf that where you can.
I made that. It's over there somewhere. God, where is? I don't see the Marshall one. Maybe the Marshall one is over on. See, Marshall amp. There's a cool like 4-color Marshall amp that I've seen. That is just totally awesome. Oh, that's a 2-color one. There's a place that has a 4-color one that is just the bomb.
But still, you're able to do that. I mean, technically a 3-color, right? If you got the Marshall logo.
Yeah, true. That is a 3-color build. Yeah. But yeah, if you had one of those fancy ones that did up to 4 colors, you could, do that all in one shot.
Nice.
I've checked out Yegi. Yegi is like a search engine for whatchamacallits, for files. So if you go to Yegi, I consider it, yeah, that's what it says right there. 3D printer search model engine. So you literally go here, say what you want. Now there are some places that charge you for the designs. Supposedly they're much more betterer. But if you go to Yegi and say Marshall amp, and you will find all sorts of ones from different sites.
Gotcha.
Try to find now, some of the ones here, they do point to a site called Cults, CULTS. They are mostly pay to play. So Oh, that's what it was. It was a Marshall amp pick holder. That's what it was. Pick holder. I'm getting you in just a second, Gio. All right. So I can't find the exact one. There it is. Is that the one? Is that the one? Nah. It's similar to that one.
Guitar pick holder.
Yeah. And it looks like a Marshall amp. Yeah, there's so much you can find out there that's pre-done for you, and just print them out. It is just stupid insane. Let's see. Yeah, that one right there. Not bad at all.
No, that's dope.
Yeah. So, oh, is that the one? That's the one. Yep, 3-color, 4-color, or whatever. So, yeah, it has a red for the power. Is that cool?
That's dope. I like that.
Yeah, it is a bunny trail that you don't want to go down. Unless you are looking to spend money, because this printer that Joel sent me is the gateway drug, and then it's just going downhill from there. Dickosaurus, what?
I don't know.
Dinosaurs,
I didn't want to click on anything because I was like, okay, chat's going weird.
Yeah, that's the other thing I haven't looked at yet is VR stuff. I was going to sit there and actually put in the Quest 3 and stuff like that. But yeah, the Bamboos are great printers. Creality does make some good ones. Matter of fact, they have another 4-color one I was looking at that ain't bad. It's like 500 and change for a 4-color one. So, all right, you ready to come on, Gio?
He looks ready. Yep.
All right.
Thumbs up. There he is.
Hello. Thumbs up for Gio. Gio, first time on the show, man. Thanks for joining us.
Of course. I got
now for those of you who don't know who Gio is, I've seen Gio in many Discords, and I think I know you best for DDR style cabs and mods, if I'm correct. You actually mod some existing cabs and turn them into pure DDR kind of games.
Yep, I have an official Japanese cabinet from 1999, according to the serial that was inside the machine. It's made the year I was born, so that was a lucky find.
Awesome. All right, DRG, thank you for the shout out there. So what have you been up to lately, Gio?
Well, I'm just
There's something you said you wanted to show, isn't there?
Yes, but before that, I'm going to do a build up here.
Okay.
I'm going to finish up hand DDR and hand pump it up controllers. But after that, they're all going to be gone. I'm not going to make them anymore. Because, one, the T word is going to affect all my Asian buttons. Because,
yes.
Yeah. But also, I'm sick of making them. And that's the only thing that sells. And I want to move on to bigger projects. So, I got 2 big projects coming up. Which is, one of them is actually behind me, but it's semi-related to it. But this isn't the project I'm working on. This is a kind of a test. And then another project is a DJ game called Beat Mania. I don't think anyone's ever heard of it before.
I've heard Beat Mania.
Oh, nice. I fell in love with it recently, maybe about 2 years ago. I've been working on the project for 2 years now. My friend who is local to me is paying me to make him a Beat Mania replica cabinet. So I have all the parts for it. Just have to finish the model and just go from there, really. It'll be a learning experience because it'll be my second cabinet designed by scratch, but my first full-size cabinet, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, because all the other ones have been based on 3/4 scales and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're all just mods, really. Like all my hand pump cabs were literally just modded 1-ups. So I sold a bunch of those actually. Those were pretty fun to make, to be honest. That's when I had like a dedicated workspace, which was just my bedroom. Not smart to do. But now let's get to what I'm working on here. So with a Arduino Pro Micro from Amazon and some capacitors, and then finally some Sharp IR sensors. They're proximity sensors. So they just detect your motion and stuff like that. So, okay, let me try to share my screen. How do I do that? Share screen.
Should be under present and then
window. Oh, there we go. Project Outfox. Let's see if this works.
There it is.
Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now this is Project Outfox. This is a rhythm game engine that is designed to run basically every rhythm game in existence. They're constantly adding new features and stuff. So They have DDR, they pump it up. They have Dance Maniacs, they Beat Mania. They have almost every Konami rhythm game on there. They even have Guitar Hero mode on here, believe it or not.
now is this an open source kind of thing?
This one's not open source. It is based off of Stepmania, but this one is closed source at the time being. But it is still being worked on. There's a server for it on their website. You could just join it, and you could always get updates and test new builds and stuff. But this is the latest stable build for Project Outfox. So I have the music muted, so copyright whatever.
Good.
But
Cool. I understand.
Yeah, eventually I'll play music, but not right now. It'll just get in the way of the microphone.
And you said this brings in songs from other games?
People make the songs. The people who make the software do not include songs, except
okay.
Serenity. But
so it's a community-driven product.
Yeah,
because I was thinking in terms of this Guitar Hero thing called Yet Another Rhythm Game, YARG, where they go ahead and do very similar to a Guitar Hero kind of thing, but their own thing. And they do allow you somehow to import music, but it's one of those you do it on your own kind of things.
All right, now I'm going to test a song here. It's not going to be perfect because the sensors are really wonky sometimes, the height they're at. But this is going to be a project for another game that's also motion sensor based. It's called Para Para Paradise. It was a game based that involved like hand motion dancing.
Okay.
So you're going to see a lot of hand motions from me once I start the song. There's 5 sensors. So see, I'm moving my arms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Look at that.
God, this is fast.
This reminds me a lot of an episode of Side Quests on Apple TV Plus, which was a offshoot of Mythic Quest, where somebody was doing a dancing game, like with sensors.
Bro, okay.
This is using a friend's code. She and I made the code together. I was just the test dummy, but it works just right off the bat for joystick-based games.
Now, what are we using for sensors for your capture on this?
What do you mean?
What is capturing your motions?
The sensors. There's sensors down here taped to the box because I don't have a dedicated controller base for it.
Okay, so they're just pointing up, and you're doing stuff above them.
Yes, they're below my hands. They're at my waist level at the moment.
All right.
Oh, so proximity sensors. That's it. They go off as they detect motion.
That's right. They're like $12 a sensor though. So making this controller is really hard to do. Oh my god!
Still, that's a workout.
It is. It's really a workout. I could have done Dance Maniacs. That has less sensors, but that game is set up to where you have upper sensors and then bottom sensors. So you actually have to crouch and hit from the bottom.
Yeah.
So for this stream, I only did Para Para Paradise, but it's the same technology really for the most part.
And what IR sensors are you using on that?
They are Sharp. They're by Sharp IR. They're Sharp IR sensors. You can find them on Amazon pretty easily. That's where I get mine anyway.
Cool.
But they're like $12, and my model reads up to 4 feet. I just have them higher for better sensitivity. But it really it varies by sensor brand. Also, I only know of the Sharp IR sensor, but there's some that could go up to 550 centimeters, which is I don't know how to convert that, but I just know that's really, really tall and expensive too. Because
Okay, and this is PC based only, or would this work on maybe something smaller?
Project Outfox has been worked on to work on a Pi, so you can actually run it on a Raspberry Pi. Some people have managed to make Outfox run on a Switch, not natively, like hacking, of course, but it works, but not perfectly.
So maybe like some of these Legion handhelds, the Windows-based handhelds, maybe Steam Deck.
Steam Deck, yes. Project Outfox is on Steam. It is
okay. So
you could download.
So plug in something via USB-C to your Steam Deck, and you got this rocking and rolling.
Yeah, because Outfox has a config key menu, so you just go into settings, configure your keys, just hit your joystick or wave over your joystick in my case, and then you got input, and it works just like that. It does X input, HID API. They're constantly working on new ways to add controllers. They even accept MIDI input. I don't know what that is exactly, but I heard it's better than like USB.
Yeah, it is. You can go ahead and pre-program stuff and hit multiple commands at one shot.
Yep.
So
it's
very old school.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my showcase of the motion sensor test. It's on a breadboard and it looks horrible. Actually, I could probably reach my camera over here. And yeah.
Okay.
There's there's a breadboard and there's a bunch of wires. Some of them are jumped to different areas. There's a sensor right here. It didn't come like that with the connector. I actually took the connector off so I could add my own connector. So that's why it kind of looks ghetto. It's on a box because I can't reach that high or reach that low to wave my hand over the sensors. Like I said, they only read up to 4 feet or so.
And then you're possibly going to put it into a control panel, like a custom control panel.
Yeah, not a 1-up though. I stopped.
No. Something that you build yourself.
Eventually, I want to release like a full cab for either of those games, but it's just a matter of who really wants it. Because not only is it a lot of money to make a motion sensor based controller, but it's like, is it really worth it if only like 2 people buy it and I invest so much in motion sensors? I make these on the go. I don't like have sensors. I don't have spare sensors or anything like that. So I can't take that risk to just have a bunch of parts that I'm never going to use. So it's just
what about build on demand? Take orders and build by the order.
That's what I do, really. Everything that I make is made when it's ordered. So when you place an order, I order all the parts and I just make it from scratch over and over and over again. That's why I got sick of controllers, because it was kind of easy, but it's like an endless process of just controllers and controllers. I just wanted to do something new. So I started doing motion sensors, doing turntables for Beatmania soon. I had a controller made out of a cardboard box. Not that I have that anymore.
It's a good way to prototype, though. I like that.
Yeah, I prototype really crazy. I actually made this 5 controller, the 5 sensor controller, like not even an hour ago. All I did was just change the Dance Maniacs code from 4 sensors to 5 sensors and call it the Para controller. Boom.
No, that's some cool stuff, man. I'm glad you shared it with us.
Of course. I love sharing my stuff. Not a lot of community shows really like what I do. Not that they dislike what I do, but it's just like a very niche thing, and sometimes I get made fun of for it.
Nah, me and Sean I've seen you since you were on MCAP's Discord and showing off your stuff, and you're in my Discord. I believe you're also in
Arcades Anonymous.
Arcades Anonymous. You're in several of them, and I've always respected everything you've done. Rhythm games, I still have some old pads from my original Wii. I forget what the hell game it was, but I remember that for my daughters, we bought some rhythm games with the pads, and we even bought one the singing game with the damn microphone for the Wii back in the day.
Revolution.
Yeah, so
DJ
very.
Hero.
Yep. So very familiar with those kind of things, but I've always liked seeing your stuff. The hand pump ones were interesting. So yeah,
fun.
Anytime you got something new you want to show off, you can always put it on here. We don't have hundreds and hundreds of people every show, but we do have 20 to 40, and then usually another 40 during the week who'll watch the replays. And you're welcome to show your stuff here, man, because we like supporting the community.
Thank you so much. That really means a lot.
Absolutely.
It's so hard to get up there to the top, but I just do this for the sake of getting people into rhythm games. Not a lot of people know this, but one of my buddies who is in the one-up community specifically, he has like a boatload of one-ups. Like his house is literally full of one-ups. And I sold him my rhythm prototypes before. I sold him the first hand DDR, the first portable hand pump it up, which has a computer inside the control panel. Mm-hmm. And then later on, he told me he went out and bought some real pump it up arcade stages for $800, like the metal stages and everything.
Wow.
Not the cabinet, but he just got the dance pads. Were so cheap. And he said, I got this because I love the game so much. I wanted to play it for real. And oh my God, it touched me so much that I got someone into rhythm games like that. So my main focus with frequency style arcade was always it was always about getting people into rhythm games. It was never really about the money. Yeah, it motivates me. It motivates anyone really, but I do love sharing my joy of rhythm games with other people by making these things accessible.
And they are fun. It's funny how you'll see them pop into movies or TV shows, usually things that are retro. I'll see them all the time in stupid things like where teenagers time travel back to the 80s or 90s. And sure enough, there's up on stage, two DDR machines going head to head. But until you experience them, you don't get the fun. I mean, I still see them from time to time in arcades that I go to around here. Not a lot, mostly actually in the ones that do kid birthday parties and stuff like that. But not only are they fun, they actually are exercise. You wore me out just doing what you were doing back there. Me and Chaotic are going, oh shit, my back, ow. All right. Actually, Chaotic was kind of mimicking you.
The original Dance Maniacs cab several times. Well, to be fair, the original Dance Maniacs cab had these like motion sensor pods that like float. And ask anyone who's ever played the game, they always bust their hands on the pods that are made of metal and plastic. It is so funny. It's no wonder the game died and Konami abandoned it because people were getting hurt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even the guitar rhythm games have died a lot. I can't think of the last Xbox version of a guitar game we've had.
Guitar Hero Live.
Yeah, and that was what, Xbox One. Yeah, that was back on the Xbox One. So we got the X and the S that have nothing. Is there still one that works on the PlayStations? I think there may be one old one that still works. Maybe
I think Rock Band's still supported.
Yeah, I know that Konami does have a guitar game. Well, it's actually a guitar and a drum game called Gitadora. That is arcade exclusive, but it does have a subscription-based PC version. Konami has PC subscription services for DDR, 2DX, Sound Voltex, a bunch of their rhythm games. Not all of them, but a good few popular ones do have home versions that are paid subscriptions. I used to have the DDR one, but I don't have my arcade pads anymore. I don't have a dance mat right now, so I can't really justify playing it. But I used to play it every day.
I think the only guitar rhythm game you got really that's popular now is the ones that are in Fortnite.
Yeah, that's about it, really. I just
Yeah.
don't make those because I don't know anything about that game specifically, and also I just don't really have any interest in it. And also, the market is pretty flooded for that anyway. So what's the point?
No,
I'm sure
totally.
you could get a controller for much cheaper than what I could make it for.
Yeah, I've got the Riff Master guitar controller that I swear I've only used maybe about half an hour. I literally did it for a proof of concept in Guitar Hero World Tour on my PC and the open source Yet Another Rhythm game, which also supports, I believe, drums and a few other controllers. So I've not played it much at all. I literally had to wipe dust off of it, and it's actually inside of a coffee table, and it's still got dusty. That's how unused it is right now. So, but that's because I actually play the real guitar back there with a very similar game called Rocksmith Plus, which uses a Guitar Hero type style of teaching
But real
to
guitar.
with the real guitar. So that's what I've been trying to get into. All right. Well, I think I need another drink because if anybody ever noticed, this is empty. So I'm going to put us on break for a second, get another drink, and we'll come back and finish the show up. So let's take about 2 minutes, gang.
Let's
Let me see.
go.
Well, first I got to go ahead and hit the magic add button while I go over to here and find the one that has chaotic on it. All right. You guys will have to mute your microphones now. All right, gang. If you're ready to come on, just give me a thumbs up and I'll bring you back onto the show. All right. Well, guys, thank you for taking the time to do a break for me. We don't make many pennies here on the show, but the few we get are actually from those mid-roll ads that we put out there. And we try to make it so that doesn't affect you guys who are not subscribed to YouTube Plus and things like that. So cheers to everybody for watching your ads and not skipping them. Because if you skipped them, you gypped me. Just saying. So, Gio, how long have you been doing this?
The arcade home, the home arcade hobby, right?
Yeah. Well, the rhythm stuff, yeah.
The arcade hobby since 2020, actually. I didn't start my business until 2022, I believe. I don't remember exactly on the top of my head, but I do remember I had my mascot made in 2022. Oh, and she has her prototype plushie here. Not that I would sell this. This is kind of like a draft, but also valuable. Her name's Kanako-shan. and she's just a character who loves rhythm games, and she represents the company, kind of thing. She's
Nice.
she also changes her clothes based off of the game. So this would be dance games, and then she would wear like a little suit for Beatmania DJ club kind of style. I had a Soundvoltix one, but I can't share that one for reasons. Plus, I discontinued Soundvoltix because the market's filled for that anyway. But I've been playing rhythm games since I was in kindergarten, if I remember correctly, because my mom told me I started playing DDR a lot because of my uncles, and we had the DDR Disney mix on the PlayStation 1, and we would play the heck out of that a lot. That's still my favorite game to this day because I just love.
I think that's what we had on our Wii was the Disney stuff.
Oh, Disney Grooves. Oh, that one's garbage. That one's garbage in comparison to the Eurobeat version back in 2001.
Let me see which one we had. No, actually, it was Dance Revolution Hottest Party.
Oh, yeah.
Hottest Party 2, I think. That's what we had.
Hottest Party wasn't too bad. It wasn't my favorite Wii release. Hottest Party 3 really picked it up, though. Like, that one actually fixed every issue I had with the previous games on the Wii.
Yeah. And I think the second one we got was Just Dance Disney.
Oh, that's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But no, I like Just Dance. I respect the game. I do play it sometimes. I just haven't played it in a while, though. I don't have a Switch anymore.
Yeah, no, I've seen that for other platforms, and it's not my jam. It really isn't. If I'm going to exercise, I'm going to do it looking a little less stupid.
Have you seen these, Rascal?
Yes, I have. That's the one that looks a hell of a lot like a Les Paul.
Whoa.
So,
yeah, these things are dope.
If I was going to play some more, I would. I like it a lot. It's cool. I love Les Pauls because you can tell I've got one sitting right there. If I zoomed out, you'd see it even more. So, yeah. But that is cool. It's actually blue is one of the next color I'm going to get for a guitar is a blue Les Paul. So that really, really tickles my wallet. But my wife says no, especially like I said, I got the Riff Master up front and I've barely played it.
Yeah, sorry, I can't relate to that. I'm single.
Yeah, no, I have certain limits that I have to do. It's like I didn't get my really expensive Yngwie Malmsteen Fender Stratocaster until my wife decided to buy name some popular purse brands, the really high end ones.
Michael Kors?
Not Kors, not Coach. There's another one she got while we were in Italy, but I'll have to figure it out later. But yeah, she went ahead and got this really, 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 really expensive purse right before we decided to get on the airplane. She got to the duty-free zone in Italy, and that's when I went to my phone and go, Fender Stratocaster in cart. There we go. Yeah. No, it wasn't a Louis, I don't think. Gosh darn it. Now I got to figure out what kind of it is, guys. You're killing me here.
I don't know. My wife says I want this purse and I buy it.
No, this purse was $1,600 in the duty-free area of the airport.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well,
does a purse have a machine gun to be that expensive? Oh my God.
Yeah, no. Let's see here. Was it a Chanel? No. Oh, who makes those? No, it wasn't Prada. Who makes the shoes with the red bottoms? No, it's Prada. No, we went to Prada. She didn't buy it there. Oh, it was a Gucci.
Oh.
Yes, it was a like $1,600 Gucci she picked up at the airport.
oh boy.
Yeah. It was obviously very, very, very pretty, but to her credit, she uses it every single day. She'll go grocery shopping at Kroger, with her, her very expensive bag. So good on her for that.
I appreciate that.
I don't take my Stratocaster to the grocery store, so she's got me beat.
Oh, you don't strap it to your back?
I don't. Well, also because that was actually signed by Yngwie Malmsteen himself, so Yeah, I take care of that strat. Yes. Rebel says he married a frugal wife. Yep. I hear you, man. Yep, it's a Gucci, buddy. That's what it was. Gucci, Gucci, Gucci.
James hates Gucci.
James hates everything.
Yes.
That's the name.
So yeah, but I mean, there are some positives to not being single and being married. So yeah, we'll just go with I'm content not having everything I want because I do have everything I need. So
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm a bit more
Exactly.
materialistic though, so I'm never satisfied.
Trust me, this little amplifier right here started out as a Christmas gift that was like 250 till I kept trading and trading and trading. Actually, during returns, not return and trade up, till I bought a $1,500 tube amp for myself. Yeah. And let's see here. Jason says, I got a discount code. His wife wants a Gucci now. Woohoo! I will go ahead and I will score a Gucci discount code for you, buddy. I'll go ahead and get you at least 5 cents off. Matter of fact, if you just go ahead and install the Rakuten plugin, you'll at least get $10 back on your purchase of any Gucci that you go to. Yes. Well, cheers again. Thank you for anybody giving super chats. We really appreciate it. Keeps these lights on, as well as pays for StreamYard and everything else. So I'm not making a profit off this by far, but I do appreciate you guys chipping in.
Yes.
Let's look at that show outline we didn't touch on. Okay, so I talked a hell of a lot about 3D printers. Boom. Brian, you talked about the PC from Stock Jock.
Mm-hmm.
So what have we been watching? Well, let's hit on that real quick. We got 18 minutes left. So talking about non-gaming, but there's some sci-fi in here. I saw the Minecraft movie. We saw it on a Saturday night, me and my wife. And I will tell you that this is the most packed I have seen any individual theater at that movie complex since COVID.
Wow.
There were people next to me. I was looking at my wife going, there's people sitting next to me, honey. I don't feel comfortable. And then there's people over there with kids. What the hell is this shit all about? And I'm like, there's people in front of me. I can't put my feet up on that seat. What the fuck is this? What is this? I was totally pretending I was having an anxiety attack. I probably was. But this place was packed. I want to say at least 70% occupancy, which I've not seen in a theater in forever. It was mostly families with their kids. And yes, it is Geo, Michael B. Wave high. Yeah. Okay. But it was a good time. Now, I've played the game very little. I've spent more time buying gift cards for young relatives for Minecraft than I have playing it. But I understood the gist of the game and, the key characters. And I want to say it was a fun movie. But what was even more fun after I got over the whole there's people around me thing is seeing the kids all cheer at the same times or shout out the same things. It made for a very fun experience. It reminded me back in the day, and I'm old, and you'll hear this, but when I went and saw the movie Serenity based on the TV series Firefly in the theaters for opening night, there was a whole bunch of us brown coats there hanging out outside, reading the comics together, just all dressed up in character. And, we all cheered at the right times in that movie. And that's what I saw in Minecraft from these young, I want to say anywhere from probably 8 years old to, 12-year-olds that were just getting into the movie and enjoying it. So it was a good time. And the movie itself was enjoyable. My wife has no clue what Minecraft is at all. The first time that she saw a block get built in the movie, she's like, oh, he's in a mine and he's crafting. Yes, dear. Yes, that's what it is. But she enjoyed it. The actors all did a great job. So I would recommend it. Even if you're not into the Minecraft game at all, it is a fun movie, especially, I hate to say it, in a packed theater. It was really kind of uplifting to see so many people being happy in one place at one time. God, that sounds weird. But
I get that.
now on TV wise, Doctor Who started up its season on Saturday on Disney Plus. That was a good episode. Black Mirror is back on Netflix with some really cool stuff, including another episode in the USS Callister. We'll call it universe or storyverse. So if you've never seen any of the Black Mirrors, some good stuff. Usually the later seasons are better than the earlier seasons. But the previous season was great. Looking forward to watching the rest of this season. And then Exploding Kittens on Netflix.
How's that?
Well, I've never played the card game.
Really?
I've played the pinball game on Pinball FX, but I've never played the card game, and it is very interesting. Yeah, the animation is unique, but the storyline about having God being sent down to Earth as a cat to go ahead and prove that he can relate to people and affect people, and then bringing in the devil into it on the second episode, it's funny shit. It really is. It's its own brand of humor that doesn't get too dark, but definitely hits all the funny buttons. I'm going to binge this thing as much as I can. I am actually putting off watching American Dad, which I've been binging from season 1. I'm now on season 10, and I'm Exploding Kittens. That's what I'm watching.
That's on Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix, yes. And then, speaking of Netflix, my wife and I finished the Devil May Cry series. So season 1 done. Season 2 is already ready to go. Something I did not know, because the first episode says, in loving memory of Kevin Conroy. I didn't realize that Kevin did a voice through all of the episodes, 7 of 8 or 8 of 9 of the episodes in season 1 of Devil May Cry. This shit was recorded before, but I think Kevin passed in 22. If you don't know who Kevin Conroy is, he was the number 1 voice of Batman in the and a lot of the animated series.
Okay.
So loved that Mark Hamill said he would never do Joker again because he cannot picture doing Joker opposite anybody else other than Kevin Conroy's Batman. And Kevin actually did the voice of one of the main characters in season 1 of Devil May Cry. Damn. Now, after watching it, I will tell anybody who is big on Devil May Cry, the games, this is an alternate universe version of Devil May Cry. Excuse me. So you do have your key character, Dante, and you have the key character of Lady, but it totally is self-contained in the fact that the only thing that's similar to the games is there's demons, there's a demon universe, and Dante's relatives exist. That's all I'll say. Other than that, the ones that exist in the games exist in this series. Other than that, it's an alternate universe, but it's still a very fun show. To me, equal to watching the Castlevania series that have been on Netflix in the past. So those are my recommendations for movies and TVs. Brian, you said you've seen no movies or TV shows this past week?
No, man, I've been focusing on that tank stick, man, and like that's consumed my life right now.
Well, Gio, you have not been briefed on the show outline, but as we're talking about what we've been doing outside of gaming in terms of media, any media you consumed recently that you want to recommend? Movies, TV shows, DVDs, comic books?
I honestly cut TV from my life since...
You're a better person because of it, trust me.
Well, it's been more than 6 years now since I cut TV from my life. I don't watch any anime either, believe it or not.
See, that is the one thing that my wife and I will spend our time with. I work from home, 9 hours a day. She works outside of the house with her own business. And then we have our stepson and his daughter living with us. So it's a very full packed kind of house. And so after dinner and after my work, we both want to veg out for a bit while we hang out together. She's not an avid gamer by any stretch of the imagination. So instead of playing games, I end up watching shows that we both enjoy. for an hour to 2.5 hours a night, and that's our time that we spend. And she goes to bed, and then I get to do the gaming / other stuff myself. So, but trust me, there's so many times I'm sitting there watching TV, going, if I wasn't watching this, what would I be doing?
Yeah,
I could be playing a game, still be sitting on my ass, but still I'd be actively participating in something, or I'd pick up one of my guitars and practice more. So that way, when I go see my instructor every Saturday, doesn't go, how much did you practice? How long have I been here? Yeah. So that's literally how long I practice. Yeah. I've been waiting for half an hour. So I practiced for 20 minutes this week. I'd be a better person if I didn't watch so much TV, but I get it. Totally do get it.
Yeah.
But it is something that her and I get to relate to. We do like our sci-fi, we do like our anime, and it's something that we do together. So it is time well spent, at least in the relationship. Again, if I was single, I tell myself all the time, oh shit, I would get done working, I'd pick up a guitar, I'd play some games, I'd stream games, I'd do this, I'd do that. And then part of me in the back of my head goes, you lazy fuck, you'd make a pizza and sit down and watch TV and you know it. So I don't I don't know if that
struggle every day.
It is, it really is. And I think that's the tough part for me, is because we spend our time sitting on the couch, chilling, watching the TV. When she gets up to go to bed because she has to wake up earlier than me, I'm already sitting on the couch. I'm already leaning back, enjoying life. I've got, trail mix on my left and, mixed drink on my right. Do I really want to get up, or do I just want to watch one more show? So kudos to you, Gio, for not falling into the trap. I wish I wouldn't, but then again, the devil on my left shoulder tells me, yeah, whatever you think you would have done, you wouldn't have done it. So.
Yeah, with me, I don't like sitting still. I like getting up and being active. Like, I can't sit on a couch and watch TV forever. I hate that. So that's why I play a lot of DDR.
I loathe myself for it. So I totally know how you feel. Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on to that feeling as long as possible, because once you get our age, it's like.
Well, but I totally agree with Gio. There are nights that I'll force myself to go, you know what? I've been meaning to put new strings on the Stratocaster forever. Fuck it. Turn off the TV now. Get off your ass and go to the workbench. And then I'll be working on that, and I'll do something else, and and before I know it, it's 2:30 in the morning, and I'm like, shit, I did stuff for 4 hours, man. I feel much better about myself, compared to, I fell asleep on the couch watching American Dad. Yeah, no. So anytime I can get up off my butt and do things is a better night. All right. So other people threw in some stuff in here. And a matter of fact, I did watch, and I didn't put it on the list there. Did I? I didn't. Season 2 of The Last of Us. That started this week on Max, HBO Max, or whatever you want to call it. That was a good first episode. Definitely was. I'm torn, though. I did buy a PS5. Well, I got a PS5 for free last year. Thank you very much, Dell Dollars and Alienware, for helping me spend 5 minutes a day so I could get a free PS5. And then I bought Last of Us Part 2 because I played Part 1 after I watched Season 1. Totally enjoyed it. And now I'm torn. Do I watch all of Season 2 first and then play Part 2? Or do I maybe play a little bit each week and either catch up and play along with the show episode by episode, or maybe try to get myself ahead of the show? I mean, what do you guys think out there who've played the game before? Pixelate Travel says he loves the Last of Us game series. I'm torn. I did enjoy playing part 1 of the game after watching season 1. Yes, I knew the general story arc. It had, a path from A to Z, and there were several spots along the way that were exactly the same. There were several things that never happened in the series because of time. Michael B said, "What? Play part 2 and get the part 2 is a disappointment? Don't tell me that. It's supposed to be pretty and awesome and shit and stuff." Let's see. Brooklyn Menace says he'll 100% be watching. Tough game. That's based on how you choose to play your game. I don't know about the other two of you guys, but to me, story is more important to me than me mastering every button press. So I usually go ahead, and if there is a tough, medium, not so medium, and oh my god, just press one button to advance through the game, I'll go a little bit under medium, just because I want a little bit of a challenge, but not enough that it frustrates me to stop playing the game. I would rather enjoy the game than hate the game for frustrating me because it's too tough. And Pixelate Traveler says, "I've admitted yet to play part 2." Okay. Michael B says it's a beautiful game, but oh man. And MG wants to know, what time is Mario Kart and should I come back next week? Gaming with Viewers is the first Tuesday of every month, MG. So you are either a little bit late
2 weeks
or a little bit early. So if you want Mario Kart to be in for the May, Game with Viewers, let me know in the Discord, bro, and we will go ahead and put the votes up there. And I'm more than happy to go ahead and play a paid for game once in a while. All right, there was nothing else on the agenda. Gio, where else can we find more information about your stuff, or just find you? Where's a favorite place to get in touch with you?
Anyone could contact me on Discord as long as they don't use a phishing scam technique. But I have a Facebook group called Frequency Style Arcade that just has general updates on Facebook. I have an Etsy, but there's only 2 non-arcade items at the moment because I discontinued my controllers.
What was the Facebook group again?
Frequency Style Arcade.
Okay, why am I not subscribed to that or following it? Shame on me. I am searching it now. I am joining it. That's private, so you're gonna have to approve, huh?
Yeah, because
how did I discover Arcade Tune-Up? Geo sent me. There we go.
Yeah, Arcade Tune-Up was the original name of the business. That was before I changed it to Frequency Style because I wanted to get away from Arcade One-Ups. Because Arcade Tune-Up was a knack on the name, too close to the sun.
Okay, so if you guys are interested, go look up Frequency Style Arcade. There's the link. Thank you, Jason. And go ahead and just say, hey, I saw Geo on that gaming show, and I'm interested. And go ahead and accept the terms and conditions. And you two could be chatting with us. Looks like it says there's about there was one new post today. You got 288 members. It's not a very heavily posted group, it looks like. Only 4 in the last post in the last month, but you can stay up to date on things going on with Geo there. Cool. And yes, I see you in many Discords. So good on you. All right, let's go around the room here. Chaotic, where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me at Chaotic BPR. Or you can also find me on Arcades Anonymous on Wednesdays. I do a show with my co-host Six on Yo Retro, where we focus mostly on the newest.
Which 6?
Half a dozen.
Okay, all right. Different 6 than I know. Okay.
Yeah, half a dozen. We do the latest Act Games 4KP release every week. We do a review, talk about it. We also talk about other things, retro in the gaming industry and stuff like that as well.
All right, and Chaotic is shy of his 1,000. I can't see the actual numbers because it doesn't do that. Chaotic, where are we at right now? Did we get any subscribers
59,
yet?
59.
We still need 59. We haven't got any today.
No,
this whole show.
That's okay.
All right, guys. I'm going to run the show another few minutes. I want you to go ahead, and if you are not subscribed to this guy's channel, that is youtube.com/@chaoticbpr. You have it right there in the chat. Thanks to Jason. Let's get over there and let's get him to 1,000 subs, please. I mean, he's not going to make $1 million off of it, but a few pennies a month. I joke about a few pennies. It's a couple of dollars a month, depending upon how many views you get, but it's worth it. So check out his content over there. And are we going to do a giveaway on 1,000?
Oh yeah, we have to.
Okay, yeah. If you guys remember, when I hit 1,000 here on this channel, we just gave everything away. So much stuff that I had, we're there. All right. Brooklyn Menace thinks the 5 of us that are still watching the stream, I joke, it's not 5, it's got to be at least 10. Oh, 23 of us are all already subscribed. Well, if you are subscribed, tell somebody that that you think might like it. Recommend them to go and check it out. They can subscribe, check it out, see what it's like, and maybe they'll stick it out.
Well, thanks, JJ.
There you go. JJ had not. See, that's why I want you guys to check, man. You may not. You may have subscribed to Arcades Anonymous where he's at, but you haven't subscribed to his own channel. And I think it's fair that we go ahead and give his own channel some love. So thank you very much, Pixelatia. Bobby 1ALU, thank you very much.
944.
MG, yeah, we know MG. We know. All right, so we got 3 subs already. See, that's what we got to do. If we can just go ahead and get a few subs every single show, get him up to the 1,000 mark. I mean, he helped get this channel to 1,000. It was Arcades Anonymous, and you were on that night that helped get this channel to 1,000 that night. It was a hell of a run too. It was like 100 and something subs that night or some shit. Yeah. It was crazy.
Oh, we pushed the hell out of that. It was such a good night.
It was, and the 1,000 subscriber show was also fun to do. So put all the shows on your screens in your local Apple store. I know people who do podcasts used to do the same thing. They'd go into the local Apple store, go to the podcast app, and just go ahead and throw their podcast in there all day long. So you're not far from the truth there, Jason. You're not far.
I have to start doing that.
As for me, you guys can find me here at Rascals, gaming and guitar gear and gaming gear. I don't know, right here at Rascal. Last but not least, for those who are into Walkabout Mini Golf, we'll be playing shortly after the show. Tonight's course is Meow Wolf. I've never played it before. I've heard it's a good course. So we're going to go through that, make sure anybody who owns it is going to get their lost balls. And we're advancing through every single one of these courses till we do them all. Although I do hear they're changing things up, aren't they, Brian? They're upping the price of the game, but they're including 6 courses or something.
They're including 6 already released courses into the base of the game. So if you've never purchased any DLC courses, but you own the base game, you're getting those 6 extra courses at no extra charge.
Okay. Is it if you own the base game or if you own the hole-in-one bundle?
No, base game. If you got a hole-in-one bundle, then you already got all the courses anyway. Nothing changes for you. But somebody like Gamer Fridge or Cornercade or somebody like that, somebody that has the base game when they bought it earlier and they never bought a DLC course, now you're getting 6 more courses automatically added for free. Now you can go look for balls. You can play the hard mode. And you don't have to play with somebody that has that course.
Cool. Now, Pixelated Traveler, if you're asking if you could join the game tonight, sure, man. In about usually 10 minutes after the show, we'll all hang out there. You just go in and join a private room called Rascal, Raskull. And if we get more than 8 players, then we'll go ahead and one of us will jump ship and do an overflow game in a room called TGS for that gaming show. So we haven't had to hit overflows in several weeks. We've been packing it at 8 a lot lately. Some folks do join into the game a little bit later, and the game is good about that. We can literally say if we're on hole 9, you'll come join us on hole 9. You don't have to go ahead and start from hole 1 and then play all the way through to get to us. So feel free to join us in Walkabout Mini Golf. You can play that on your Quests. You can play that on PSVR. I'm not sure if there's a third platform or not, but yeah, feel free to join us, man. I got nothing else besides next week is another, God knows if it's a mystery show or not. Today's mystery paid off. We did have Gio on the show. So thank you very much. It was funny that the 2 of you were in the Discord going, Is it me? Is it not me? Am I the mystery person? Am I not? So you both ended up being the mystery guest. So thank you very much for joining me. Sean, thanks you for helping me have someone to talk to and with rather than going solo. My voice probably appreciates that as well. All right, gang. So I'm going to go ahead and do what Sean usually says. If you like the show, give us a thumbs up on the way out. If you're not already subscribed, why aren't you subscribed? It doesn't cost you anything. Hit subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll find out when we get more live streams as well as more content. Because I put out shorts, I put out review videos. Speaking of review videos, if you have not seen the review video for this bad boy, that is a Grip to Putter 3 from Formex Design. I've got a video out there on my channel. They liked it so much they went ahead and said have a discount code. So if you guys want to buy one of these at their website, 10% off if you put in the discount code RASCAL, RASKULL. Easy peasy. I get some love from them. You get 10 points off. I think Chaotic, you said it ended up being under $50 after shipping and tax.
Yep, $49.69.
Cool. All right. Thanks again, Gio. Thanks again, Brian, for joining. And you guys all have a great week. And we'll see you next week on That Gaming Show.